Welcome back, and we're finally returning to work on the Corolla. This video, the only thing I know for sure is the gaping hole down there for the steering. I'm going to fill it back up. Let's see if we have just enough room for lighting to show you where I am at. Kind of. So, I did cut out a little gap right there. I'm going to put the brake back on. And my goal is to make a new rod or new steering linkage to go from here somewhere along there, hug the rail or the frame rail and get to the steering. There's not a lot of space here, so I'm not sure we're going to record much. But you'll find out here shortly. Let's see. Okay, so I've made a little bit of progress. We will look at some things. I was able to simplify my steering. Got a single U-joint versus the double, which does allow for a little better space saving. But as you can see up here, there still isn't a lot of space. Let's go check another spot. And here we are from another angle. So, I've got to make a new rod of this and pretty much just make it slightly longer and then position it permanently like here to allow for this thing to twist and not hit things. I'll have to trim out a little bit down here, I think. So yeah, a little bit of buttoning up because I need to make sure that it doesn't interfere with brake usage. With that said, although, side note, I don't think the brake will normally ever go to the floor, but if you can tell from here though, there still is no space for the manifold. None, nada, zip, zero, zilch. So, we've got new evaluations to make. So we've got a new plan of action. We are going to remove the exhaust manifold, figure out what the hell to do. There's a couple options. I believe I can either A, cut off everything I've already done and leave the flange and make it hug up against the actual flange itself. Problem is, I'm not sure how well I could get that welded up. So I may look online, see what the cost is, but I don't think the cost is very effective to just scrap what I've done and then buy something completely new. I'll figure that out in a minute. But then the other option is to cut as far up as I can, if you can see my finger, cut as far up as I can before it starts getting too much bigger, and either A, go with these turns upward, or these ones. I'm not sure. What I will do is finish finalizing the turning, getting that buttoned up for what I feel is good, and then we will start working on the exhaust manifold. So yeah, let's go. I think, help me. Here we are with intermission. As you have seen, I've done a lot of things in time lapse, but what we have is a new hopeful mount for the steering. I have it just sitting in the air. It doesn't touch anything, well, except for the screw part that's sticking out. That might touch, but you know, I'm not worried about that right now. We have steering at least temporarily in place. I put a few tacks, nothing permanent. I reused both brackets and chopped them up. You saw a little bit of it. But yeah, here's some of the old one. And here's also some of the old one. This thing has already paid for itself, in my opinion. With that done, I'm going to try and kind of finalize at least the steering. So what I'm going to do, take all the markings that the Allen head nuts or bolts or whatever have created and try and drill some holes to make it a more secure connection. I may also weld them later, I don't know. But I just want to get this, you know, while we're here, let's test. Yeah. Well, you can't fully tell, but I feel like I might end up having to weld that U-joint right there just because of the nut on it isn't going to make it. Anyway, I'm going to, deal with that crap. Once I feel like that is done, we are then going to deal with this. I'm guessing, as I've said before, gonna probably do a chop right here. And again, with the space not being the best, I'm gonna guess probably the 290s and just have it kind of tuck and go over, but I don't know. We will be back with things in order, yada, yada, yada. And here we are. The rods all have holes, and what I did was tested all of them, screwed this in, and that made the hex go flush with here. And my plan is to just some thread locker, probably blue, maybe red, I don't know, screw it all the way in, and then it'll be a nice smooth finish. As you just saw, I did a quick little spot weld here because this U-joint, it is meant to go on the steering column. I've done some searching. I can't find something that would be more universal. So this fits fine on the rack. And this end is splined. Well, I'm not doing splined rods or anything, so I previously took this 3/4 double D, smoothed it out, and when I put the bolt in, it doesn't appear to want to move. But that's not what you want to trust your driving with. So I've at least put one tack weld for now. And I think, looks fine, or so it seems. I will check it again, and before anything becomes permanent, that engine will come out again, and odds are I'm going to, if everything has seemed fine, this is going to get a number of more welds. And yeah, so I guess I'm going to put the steering in, and that should be the final work for the steering for now. Let me get that crap done real quick. And we're back. It's been a few days or more since I've recorded because I keep screwing my shit and figuring out I did things wrong. So here we are with the next iteration of that bracket, just so I can start trying to work on the exhaust. Crappy welds, spot welds, still crappy, but I think I finally have it cleared out enough to, make piping that goes down. We'll find out shortly, but I just felt the need to showcase that something as simple as this is, I think I've spent a few hours on, just because you stare at it a little bit, then you try and finagle a position, then you tack weld it in, then you feel good about it, and then you look at it later and realize you did not account for things, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's the hassle. Now I'm going to go install that, just keeping it ugly-ist for now. And hopefully we will be back with making the basics of the rest of the header, so I can throw O2 sensor bungs on it and call it good from there. So yeah, let's go. And here we are. The modifications needed to fit around the steering. I've already come to grips with I am probably redoing this, as I've learned a lot, and I'm not sure if I need to go completely log now. But yes, I understand. This is just bad. But I am not in a state that I really want to redo it all now. I just want to get it running, driving. A log manifold isn't the best for flow as it is, as far as I know. So this will do. Now, I just need to do this side. And then, paint stuff and things like that. We'll be back when both of them are in place. Yay! And here we are, back in the wonderful world of splatter, booger welds, and ruined flow characteristics. On this wonderful piece, we have poorly idealized blocking off flow right there. And here we have abruptly drilled a hole and made new routing to go around the wonderful steering that I have made. Anyway, this works in regards to getting around the steering. I'm gonna guess this flow does not work very well, but it should get me by in regards to trying to start the car when that time comes and having an O2 sensor right around here. I feel confident I have no holes, but even if I do, can tack them up. And later, I am pretty sure I'm going to redo some of this. With the space I opened with the steering, I might not even have to fully go log, but I'm not sure. And we will find that out at a later time. This one is done, just need to paint it. This one, all I have to do now is go over there on the passenger side, get it aligned where I'm happy where the flange is, get a line drawn, and tack it on there. That side's so much easier because there's nothing over there. Anyways, with that said, let's just get some more shit done. And here we are at the end of the video. I've learned a lot during this process. One, what you think may be your final product can really quickly become a prototype that you will use and then replace later. With that said, here are the manifolds We're not going to get too close because you can even tell from this distance the welds are horrendous. I have parts where I feel like I did well, other parts where I didn't. But, you know, whatever. I learned also I have zero need to ever buy Schedule 40 log manifold pieces. I should have went no higher than Schedule 10. Problem is, when I bought these bits, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't start really looking into it till later. And I probably could have went even smaller than Schedule 10, but Schedule 10 felt like a reasonable thickness. So I'm kind of glad I went with that on some parts. Both of them mount up. My next plan, but you know, I'm not going to put it on camera just because you've seen things painted. I'm going to paint both of them, install them, and then build a little bit of exhaust off of here just so I can have a spot for the O2 sensor, which I just bought a wideband kit for. With that said, thank you for watching the train wreck that is Utah Sleeper and his poor little Corolla. Have a good day. Bye-bye.